Here are two updates about the people serving you from behind the bridge. In May, members of the St. Charles Parish Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness attended a workshop hosted by the National Weather Service and the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness at the UNO Lakefront campus. The workshop focused on changes and updates to forecasting in 2016.
The main change from the Hurricane Center here in 2016 is our new operational potential storm surge flooding map that will issue as soon as we issue a hurricane or tropical storm watch and storm surge is a threat to this area anywhere in the U.S. and we'll issue it with every new advisory. It'll show you, I think in a game-changing way, how far inland from the immediate coast the storm surge flooding could go and how high above the normally dry ground the storm surge waters could go. And in some places this can happen miles inland from where the Gulf of Mexico waters meet land. So this is a new tool for our emergency managers to make effective evacuation decisions, and our media partners can show this, and hopefully the public will see it and go, I see why my emergency manager is telling me to evacuate. The ultimate goal of these new storm surge products and the new storm surge warning coming in 2017, and you'll see a prototype graphic of that here in 16. The main goal is to increase the chances that people evacuate when the emergency manager tells them to do so.
Afterwards, officials were invited to the New Orleans Lakefront Airport to tour the Hurricane Hunter's plane and other equipment. Also in May, the St. Charles Parish Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness hosted their annual tabletop exercise at the Emergency Operations Center. The exercise allowed parish department heads to talk through a hurricane scenario to identify strengths, weaknesses, and needs in regards to response.
We had an actual hurricane scenario that the EOC staff put together, and we walked through that scenario and talked about what each department's action is as we go through a storm, and that includes pre-landfall, landfall, and then going into post, which includes the recovery process. So we went through all of those things, talked about what went well, what goes well, what do we have in place. We also talked about those things that we need to improve upon, some areas that we may be lacking or have some gaps in resources and things like that. Moving forward from that, from today, we'll be able to have follow-up meetings on those improvement items and follow through on that and see how we could close those gaps and improve upon our processes to better serve the public in St. Charles Parish.
Parish employees talked about timing for preparedness activities, such as calling for a mandatory evacuation and opening shelters. The group also discussed the complexities of recovery in a widespread flooding scenario. This has been another update about the people serving you from behind the bridge.